Hey, girl. Hey. It's like an angel, isn't it?
Hi. Hi.
Oh, girl, what's new with you? What is new with you?
Getting ready for the holidays. We got the tree out. We haven't put it up yet, but we did that.
But you don't buy
What
one?
do you mean you don't buy one?
Like a real tree?
Have you forgotten about my allergies?
There's nothing in a...
I'm allergic to all of those trees.
Yeah, but as long as you don't
No,
touch it, it's fine.
No, I'm allergic to hardcore allergic to them.
Yeah.
They're 9+ on my scale of 1 to 9.
Oh.
Yes. I've never had a real Christmas tree because I'm very allergic to them.
Oh.
Yes.
How
You
sad.
should know this at this point. We've been
Girl,
friends
I don't
forever.
know what... It's like a list of what you're not allergic to. It's shorter than... And I don't know what...
Exactly.
It's all seems like it's a 9.
Trees and grasses are all 9s.
Trees and grasses are all 9s.
Right.
Okay.
There's a couple of 8s in there, but they're mostly 9s and then 9+. So yeah, I've never had a real Christmas tree. So, but I'm okay with that. I really am okay with that.
Why? They're so great. I love them.
Okay. I mean, that's lovely, but I mean, what's so great about them?
Their smell.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
So are you allergic to pine scented candles too?
Yeah.
Okay.
They make me sneeze. It's really bad. I mean, and the older I get, my allergies have gotten worse. My allergies
So
are worse
can
now.
you use scented anything?
So some scented things bother me, some scented things don't. So it just depends on what their additives are.
The reason I say that is pinene, which is what makes pine smell like pine. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It is the base chemical of a lot of laboratory made scents, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just that I did not know if that affected your...
Just it's certain ones.
Okay.
A lot of colognes don't bother me, but a lot of perfumes do. So I don't know what it is about the difference in the two of them, but some perfumes make me sneeze like that, but most colognes don't.
Okay.
So yeah, it's just it's just part of my broken body, my broken system. It's just, it's keeping me going, but it's not without some problems. But as long as I still don't look my age, I'm good. I'm really good.
Well,
I'll take it.
We need to have a conversation about that then.
Boo, I don't look my age. Trust me.
No, girl, you look older.
Okay. All right. I don't know who done lied to you. I don't know who done puts the veils in front of your eyes. But
Girl, those aren't veils. Those are bags.
Bags. My bags are so big that I have them on my top lid now, and they just cover my bottom. My bags are so big now, they just look like my eyes look like they're hot dogs inside of buns.
Oh, girl, I've got a question for you. Do you ever see Emmy Maid on anything? The Japanese, I think she's Japanese American, who does she had
Ikitakimasu.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. I mean, I saw it, but I didn't get to finish watching because we had to do this. But she found one of the 80s electrocute the hot dog machines, the Presto hot dog cookers, and she put in. She's like, "It's working. Is it working? Oh my god, they're starting to steam." And she pulled it out just as we were getting ready to talk, and they had all busted.
Yeah. Girl, clearly you didn't remember them back then. You got to be careful with those things.
You do, because they will electrocute the shit out of you.
She did. Oh, she probably didn't prick them either, I bet.
No, I don't think she did.
That's what. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
See, you should have asked. You should have asked an elder Gen Xer. Could have helped you.
You're not a Gen Xer.
Or Zennial, we're called Zennials. Whatever you call it.
We're just millennials. There is no.
Technically,
separation.
millennials don't want us, so that's why they made a Zennial, because we're the 1980 to 85.
Right,
we're our own subcategory.
We are not. We are the generational. We are completely. We are just millennials, girl. We're
They
just
don't want us, but they don't want us.
Well,
Carl.
it doesn't matter whether they want us or not. Gen Xers don't want us either.
That's why we're like,
Girl, we don't want us.
we need our own Moses.
Speaking of our own Moses, girl, did you know that we have a Patreon? Dear listeners, if you go to patreon.com, Mims and Maim, you can throw us some money. Hey, Maim! Did you know we have another podcast? Great. It's called Baking Sugar. It's a Deciding Women podcast.
Jeez Louise.
Hey, babe.
Yes.
Did you know that we have merchandise?
Merchandise.
If you go to mimsandmaim.com, you can buy some things. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Did you know that I'm running out of air? And I really want to know how you can breathe with no air.
Okay, Chris Brown. What? That's because you need a lozenge.
No, that's not Chris Brown. I thought that was
Jordan Sparks and Chris Brown.
Oh, it's just Chris Brown's in that too?
Yes, it's a duet.
I didn't know it was a duet. I thought it was just Jordan.
See, according to Hella Life, we are technically the last year of Gen X. And according to Encyclopedia Britannica, we are also the last year of Gen X.
Okay. Wait, were you born in 80 or 79?
I was born in 80.
Oh, okay. I thought we were.
No, we're in the. And then according to Wikipedia, Gen X goes all the way to 84. So like I said, we are X's. The problem is that they don't like calling us X because we are also born into the technological boom. And they say that's why we're not the same as the rest of our Gen X counterparts. So that's why they created that weird subcategory.
Well, speaking of all this, Maim, do you know what I really like?
For me to shut up about this stuff.
That too. Ratings. I really like 5-star ratings and subscriptions. Maim, I'm getting my hauls.
Yeah.
Because I can't throw anything at you.
I'm sorry.
It's
I don't
okay.
know. You know how it happened. You know how this works.
No, well, I do, but I don't think you do. See, that's the thing.
Oh, I know. I do know.
Anyway, dear listeners, if you like our witty banter, if you like listening to us, seek professional help. But first, give us a 5-star rating, please.
Please do that before the professional help, please.
Yes. Let's see here. We are
Better
here.
help, but not sponsored.
We're not sponsored. Here we go. Let me throw in my hauls.
Girl, I cannot recommend highly enough the Juvia's Place lip gloss. It is luscious.
Is it plumping?
No, just regularly.
I can't do a plumping. I accidentally put on a plumping one time, and it was a whoa, hey, girl.
Well, I heard you know what's funny? I didn't realize that when people call them plumping, like I didn't realize that was a thing it was gonna do. I just thought that was like like when they talk about eyelashes and stuff like that. And so one of my friends put some on, and I guess like it was the first time she did it, and she was like, "Ow!" I was like, "Why did you just say ow?" She's like, "Oh, it's plumping lip gloss." I'm like, "Wait, it's doing something?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, it hurts."
Yeah.
It's like what?
Yeah, girl, have you never used one?
No.
Oh yeah. You should try it just once, just to see. You're a drag queen. It's what you're supposed to do, right?
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, my lips are okay as they are, so I just never thought about that.
Then you can have big ones.
Speaking of
season 2, episode 15, Powder Keg.
Girl, this episode put me through it.
Girl, we're walking along the road, and there's some black kids kicking a can.
You know where this is going.
And we find out we are in Roper County, Alabama, named for Mrs. Roper.
Mrs. Rowe. Oh, is that where caftans came from?
Yes, they were designed in Roper County, Alabama. We meet Ames, an old friend of JB.
Yes.
And JB and Ames were just at a conference, and Ames, JB had all of her rooms full. Ames didn't fill up any of his rooms.
Mhm.
Well, they're driving, and the car dies.
Oof.
There's a sheriff shows up, and it's a black sheriff, girl.
And no, this is not Blazing Saddles. This is not going to be a comedy, everybody. Quite the opposite. A black sheriff?
How great would it have been if if it had been the same actor?
Oh, yeah, Cleavon Little. I would have loved it.
Yeah.
I think he was dead by now, though.
Okay.
Because I think he died in like 85.
Oh, young then.
Well, honey, it was that lung cancer. That took out a lot of those 60s and 70s actors.
That's true. So we're looking at we're in the town, and the mechanic's looking at it, and the fuel pump's dead.
Oh, dang it.
And they have to get one from Birmingham,
oh,
Alabama.
Boy. That's going to take some time to order and get it shipped over here.
And get it on down. Only one truck comes up from...
We ain't got Amazon yet.
We ain't got damn hell. It don't even come out this far. Jeff Bezos don't even know we're here.
Bezos. Oh, we don't like people named Bezos. What is that? Is that a sandwich?
Is that a sandwich?
This episode was giving me a little bit of some flashbacks to growing up. I was like, oh boy, this is a lot.
So they go to the Hotel Imperial to get a room. And I love this old Wild West set they're using for Alabama, by the way. Dear listeners, this is not what Alabama looks like at all. Living in the South is very lush and green and beautiful. This is a Wild West set that is like dirt.
It's just dirt.
And here's the thing. They're using sand, and Alabama is like red clay, like North Carolina. It looks nothing like this.
There's no green. There's no green in this episode at all, which was really quite funny.
None. And again, marshy, green, lush. That's why tobacco grows so well down there.
The only part of Alabama they got right is the racism. That's the only part they got right.
Didn't you just wait for Mel Brooks to come out and go fake
Girl.
Fagulous.
They're darker than us.
God. Anyway.
Oh, the world of entertainment.
So they go to the Hotel Imperial and they request 2 singles. Well, the owner, Miss Cassie, shows up.
Hey, Miss Cassie.
And she is a former student of Ames.
What a coincidence.
But we find out that her husband is 20 years dead.
Oh, no.
We then meet Cassie's son, Matthew.
Hi, Matthew.
A real looker with a mullet.
Oh, my goodness. You are like a Southern gentleman, aren't you?
Look at that shit-eating grin you have right now.
Well, aren't you just a bundle, honey? Oh, my Lord.
A bundle of what?
Bundle of blonde.
It's not even blonde. Girl.
It will be by the summer. You know how they do. They shapeshifters, girl.
I'm white. That didn't happen to me.
You're a different kind of white.
I was born blonde. I was.
I didn't say you weren't. I just sat here. I didn't dispute you. I wasn't there at the time of your birth.
My birth? Did you really just say the time of my birth? BURFF birth.
This episode put me in a mood. It put me back. It put me back home. It really did.
Well, Matt is playing at Kelso's this evening.
Oh, wow. You're an artist.
Yes. So they go upstairs, JB and Ames, and Ames like, how about if we just have an early dinner and then go, I'm going to do some reading and let's just go to bed and be done with it. She's like, great. Sounds great. I don't want to deal with your old ragged ass anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I'm already taken by a doctor.
So we're at Kelso's and we pan around and there's the stars and bars. Right there beside, I think, the England flag, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I think that's the flag of Alabama.
Oh, that is the state flag of Alabama, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not. It's just a weird version.
Yeah.
Just too much.
Yeah.
I literally was like, I forgot what that was like, just seeing it randomly hung up in places.
Yeah.
In the 80s and the 90s.
Yeah, hold on, I have
forgot.
to let my dog downstairs. She wants to be
All
let downstairs.
right. So, dear
Keep
listeners,
talking about stars and bars.
dear listeners, in case most of you didn't know this, growing up in the South in the 80s and the 90s, it was still quite a racially weird time, and the Confederate flag was something that you just saw on the regular.
You know,
So
the thing is, as I've traveled,
yes,
nowadays, you still see it every once in a while, like rurally up in the. Like,
oh yeah,
but it's more prominent in like Pennsylvania.
I know. It's
Which
very
is
weird.
Very weird. Like, dear listeners, if you didn't know, Pennsylvania won the war.
Against the Confederacy.
Yes. So it is. For those of you out there that say it's not a symbol of racism, let's take this into consideration. Pennsylvania won the war, and they're showing the flag. It's not their history.
Not at all.
So what's it a symbol of then?
Yeah. Yeah. The more you know.
I had an argument with my mother's fiance. I guess he is still.
Still that?
Yeah, they aren't married. She refuses. Anyway, so he was like, I kind of get where these people are saying they're destroying history and all that kind of stuff. He's from Illinois, to which I said, hold up. First of all, I don't want you to ever say anything about this again because this is not your history, it's my history. So you can talk about them destroying, I don't know,
A history,
but
not
don't
your
you
history.
dare. This ain't your history. Second of all, we lost, and in Nazi Germany, if there was ever a single swastika put up anywhere, people would freak the fuck out.
Yep.
Third, it doesn't matter what it feels like about history or whatever. If it makes a single person uncomfortable, if a flag from a past war makes a single person uncomfortable, it shouldn't be flown. The end.
How'd that go?
He shut up when I said it wasn't his history, but it was mine. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Girl.
So we meet Frank, Frank, the owner of the bar.
Hey, Frank, you need some water?
No, I'm good, thank you. You may remember me as Phil from Murphy Brown.
I do. You sound different, though.
No, not actually really that much.
Okay.
I mean, by the time he was on Murphy Brown, he did kind of sound like this.
He did actually sound like that, didn't he? Oh, that's true. Jeez.
Hey, Murph, why don't you don't go drinking? You remember how we used to support each other? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we meet the waitress. We don't know her name, but we'll call her Hair. With lovely orange lipstick. She's got Tangerine Dream.
She did. She's definitely a buyer.
Ames comes in. And we go over, Frank, I've got this new gun. It's a semi-automatic it's got this huge ass bullet that you use and it'll pierce through a person.
Oh,
Look at how pointy that bullet is.
It's very pointy. You could cut yourself on it.
Big and pointy.
Super pointy.
Pointy. That was my nickname in high school, Big and Pointy.
Oh, that sounds uncomfortable.
It's because I was fat and I pointed a lot.
Oh, okay. I thought it was uncomfortable.
With my dick. And did you? Here's a question, girl. Speaking of erections, did you back in like middle school? Did you ever have an erection at an uncomfortable time?
In middle school? I don't think so.
I did once. Sixth grade, seventh grade. I think it was sixth grade. I was getting up to give a presentation, and I had one. But the thing is, you can't really tell when you're that age,
No.
right? You always think you can, but like you can't.
You can't really. I mean, especially for like how we dressed back then. I mean,
Right, like everything was a little baggy, but not so baggy that it would point forward, like right. And
like a tent.
At that age, I was wearing tidy whities, probably something constrained, and
I never got out of that phase.
Are you still in the tidy whitey phase?
I still love briefs.
Girl,
I still love them.
At work, somebody. He's a gay. I swear he's gay. Even though I don't have confirmation, I think he's a gay. I should say I think he's gay. He forgot to wear a belt, and he's lost a little bit of weight.
Oh, no.
He stood up. His pants fell down just below his like, I guess pubic bone would be the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Well, all the way down to where you could see where his balls would be. And he was in some like chic black tidy whities. Like,
yes, honey.
Girl, yes, you are wearing comfort, and they are black, and they are shiny, and yes.
Come on through, lingerette. Yes.
Come on through, lingerette.
Yes, honey. You better do that. You better self-love, honey. Yes.
Well, some hoodlums are here.
Hello, hoodlums. I was wondering when you were going to show up.
His name is Ed, and it's the two mechanics, so we'll call them Ed and the Mechanics.
Oh, I like
love their work.
I did. That was great stuff.
So we find out that the waitress is Ed's sister, and this is actually where you get the best shot of the orange lipstick, because she just turns, hair blowing in the breeze, and she's staring at Matt as he's singing the worst country music I think I have ever heard in my life. It is what CBS thinks country music is.
Well, it was almost like if Bob Denver tried to do country music, because he did do country music, but it was almost like he tried to do country music and failed. That's what he said.
It's almost, I'm going to go a step worse. And say it's like if Pat Boone decided to do country music.
I'm sure he did it.
he even stole white people music.
Pat Boone. Oh, Lord Jesus.
What?
I'm just remembering that weird rock and roll period that he did in the early 90s, and he wore like
you know that I had the most uncomfortable conversation that involved Pat Boone, right?
No.
So I was talking to a friend of mine who was a bartender at Flex. Okay. You know the bartender at Flex.
I do.
Yes. So we were talking about, and I was trying to think of it was some 70s rock star, 60s, 70s rock star, right?
Okay.
And like I was going through their songs and trying to come up with it, and somebody came up and like he just buttoned our conversation. Older gentleman, white, very bland.
Surprise.
But was it Pat Boone? And I was like, I don't think it was Pat Boone. I just keep talking and talk some more and talk about was it Pat Boone? I don't think it was Pat Boone. And I'm talking some more, still trying to figure this out. Was it Pat Boone? No, it wasn't fucking Pat Boone. Would you please just leave me alone? Thank you.
Oh. And that gentleman was Pat Boone.
Oh God,
I'm so sorry. I was just like, I can't leave that just sitting there. I can't do it.
Oh my God, that was the funniest thing I think you've ever said. She doesn't get many, dear listeners, but when she does, they're worth it.
I don't, everybody. This was a banner moment for me.
Well, Ed is very annoyed that the waitress likes Matt, right?
I mean, well, it is the South, so they got to control their women.
So Ed goes up. Well, that's his sister. Ed goes up to fight with Matt.
Like I said.
And the mechanic, the youngest one, puts a knife in Kelso's back.
Whoa.
Then there's a fight.
I was kind of proud of Matt because, they didn't really make it seem at first like he even had that sort of like backbone.
Well, Matt gets flung on the floor, and then Ed just slowly takes that bottle of beer, a pitcher of beer, and pours it over his head.
I was like, is this an MTV video? What is happening right now? Just toss it. What are you doing? Like, it was that part to me, I was like, I feel like somebody might have their own feelings for Matt, because that was like,
bitch, I just can't believe you did that. Poor. It's like some shit we would do. Like get into a physical fist fight, that'd be like, and another thing.
Yes.
Poor.
Where's my Cosmo?
I demand a Cosmopolitan right now.
Make it extra cranberry so it stains.
And one for me too.
All the lime.
Girl, I have a place near here that makes a very good Cosmo.
Oh, cool. We'll go next time.
Yeah, I love it. And like, girl, I do this. I do the oh God, what's her name from Sex and the City? Samantha. I do the Samantha face whenever I get one. It's also my husband, who's never seen a moment of Sex in the City.
Oh, no. I love it.
Such a bad show. God. So the waitress kicks Ed out, and Matt leaves to go follow him, and he's going to kill him.
I thought the waitress should have gotten a Best Supporting Emmy nomination for that moment. She's like,
nobody deserves an Emmy for. So we're at the hotel, and JB hears somebody going into the door across the way, across the hall from her.
Oh.
And she looks over, and it's 2:30 in the morning. And
oh, somebody's doing something nasty that late at night.
I'm trying to think of a song. It's Ladies' Night's the only one that's come to mind. I can't.
Gotcha. You're fine, honey. It's okay.
I was like, it's Ladies' Night. No, that's not going to work. Oh, God. What's the next morning, and Matt's been arrested.
What?
Oh, wait, I skipped. There are police sirens and Ed's dead. Anyways, the next morning, we're at the hotel.
I thought you were going to wrap it all up with a little bow there for a second. I was like, I'm going to just react like I normally do, hopefully.
Whatever, Ed's dead. And we find out that Ed's dad is annoyed with the sheriff. Right, like we're in the town, and we're like panning around to different people, and
yes,
Ed's dad is very annoyed with the sheriff keeping Matt, and it's like, go ahead and throw the book at him, and whatever you do.
By the way, remember everyone, we're talking about a black college-educated sheriff in the middle of a very rural
haven't used any minorly inflammatory words yet, though,
and we're not going to because why bother, dear listeners? In case you didn't know, back in the 80s, they weren't still doing anything as far as blocking language that could have been conceived or perceived as racist.
They didn't use the N-word. The N-word was banned.
The N-word was banned, but let's be very clear here. There was another word, we'll call it the C word, not a see you next Tuesday, but the other C word. That word itself also was not great. However, it got passed on TV. Nobody really ever said anything, and folks were able to say it. So it might as well have just been the stand-in, because that's what it was, for the N-word, because they couldn't say the N-word. And they used the C word a lot on this episode.
So at the police station, and no one can see the prisoner, and JB's like, oh, was he under arrest? And the sheriff's like, who's this woman?
Yes.
We find out that Ed was hacked to death, and that the bloody hunting knife was at Matt's house with the bloody gloves buried outside.
That seems unusual, doesn't it?
And JB goes over to the map. There's a nice, like, drawn map of this horrible town because, you know, it's a Wild West set, so of course there is. She's like, well, as he was crossing the river back to his house, from Ed's house to his house, why didn't he just, like, throw the knife in the water? And the sheriff's like, well, there's also no blood found on Matt or anywhere, like, in his possession.
Anywhere.
Like that.
Anywhere with Matt.
And the coroner's trying to figure it out. And the sheriff finally admits, I'm holding on to him for his own safety, because if I release him, there's going to be...
They gonna kill him.
We hear this phrase a couple of times, a lynching.
Yes. Just to remind everybody that they lynched white people too.
Mostly the gays, though, right?
Oh, girl.
We meet Charlie, who is the most racist Nazi, and he talks to Frank. He hates the college-educated sheriff. There's our first use of the C. Well, we find out that Frank's wife is visiting her mom in Shreveport. Her mom's really sick.
Oh, that's unusual. I thought I could have sworn we saw your wife.
No. My wife's in Shreveport. You get that? Shreveport.
Oh, okay, your wife's in Shreveport. Got it.
Louisiana.
Sorry for the mistake there.
In Louisiana, in Shreveport.
Got it. And then they get into kind of like a little bit of a scuffle.
That's later.
I thought that was during this part.
No, that's not right now. That's
okay.
later.
All
That's
right.
why I have my notes and you don't have any.
That's part of the show.
So Frank leaves, and Charlie's like, it's not her mom that she's visiting. Ho, 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 ho. What? That means that Frank's wife is seeing other men. Or women.
We're very open here. Very
Yes.
open.
She could be a total homosexual.
She could be. She could be a partial homosexual. She could be a side homosexual.
She could even be ace.
Oh, wow, that's true.
Not wanting anything. She's just in Shreveport trying not to have sex with anybody. My God, I think that'd be the best place to go, not have sex with people. I could be wrong.
Oof.
Oh, God. Where are we at? So we're at the hotel, and we found out that Ames did not kill him. He went straight home and to bed. Okay. So now we're outside, and Frank's bringing some booze to the people gathered in front of the jail. He just wants to have a little party. The mechanic is getting real drunk. Andy's his name. And Andy's like, a hardware dealer took your wife out, last year, and Ed knew, and that's when the fighting happens. And he's like, Andy's basically like, Frank, you better leave now before I tell everybody that you killed Ed, and you're gonna have a hard time not proving that. So Frank just leaves.
Mm-hmm.
So we're at the police, and we meet the coroner. And the coroner's like, Jessica Fletcher, I love you. My wife falls asleep every night reading your stories. She's like, well, I guess I'll take that as a compliment. I always love the sideways compliments JB gets. They make me giggle.
They're so good.
Well, we find out something very important. I mean, I don't know. It's very important. It's important to the plot of this and to the podcast.
Yes.
Yeah. Ed was dead for an hour before he was stabbed.
Wait, what?
Let me repeat. Ed was dead for an hour before he was stabbed.
Interesting.
Ed was dead for an hour before he was stabbed.
Huh.
Ed was dead for an hour before he was stabbed.
Unusual.
Ed was dead for an hour before he was stabbed. Ed was dead for an hour before he was stabbed. But now JB asked to see his stuff. There are 2 lighters in there.
Mm-hmm.
One is a silver Zippo, the old flip kind. The other one is a gold Zippo, the one with the side lighter. I love those. I have one of those old gold Zippos somewhere. I love it. I love Zippo lighters. Like, not that you really need them for anything, but like, I love them. They're so cool, especially the old ones with a little side thing and they're metallic-y. And
I can't remember the last time I bought a lighter for anything.
Well, how do you do candles in your house?
Oh, we don't really have candles. We just do like the wax melts.
Sorry, I did not know my face could do that, but I did it.
I didn't either. That's more expression than I thought you were capable of.
What was that now?
Nothing.
I have very expressive eyes.
I can sort of see them through the glasses and the reflection of the computer.
That's true. That's true. I need to get more contacts because if I'm going to do makeup to try to do drag, that's the one thing that prevents me from doing makeup is because it's very difficult to do it wearing glasses. Dear listeners, I don't know if you've ever been blind and tried to do drag makeup. It's not easy.
I don't know if you've ever been blind, but take it from me.
Like, you miss parts of your face with like foundation, like you wind up with a streak of skin showing.
Oh, that was never intentional.
Girl, when you saw it, I'd already sweat through. That's different.
True. I'm like, girl, your foundation is on your chest hair at this point, honey.
Oh, that part was intentional.
That's the new definition of full coverage right there.
Oh God. Also, I used to paint like a little red right here to kind of give up. Dear listeners, I didn't shave, but every once in a while I'd paint a little red to show off my décolletage. It didn't do anything. Did it, Maim?
It made me think you had rosacea.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, it's for the day.
I really should start doing drag again.
You should. It was golden.
I mean, it wasn't good.
It didn't matter. Nobody else's was either, but at least yours was interesting.
I don't even know what songs the children are listening to these days.
I don't know. Probably some Lizzo.
Oh, I can do that. I get my hair down.
There you go. You can do Lizzo.
I can
right?
do Lizzo.
Roll around on the floor a bit. You got it. I'll get you a sandwich from Sheets. You can just eat the sandwich while you're doing it. Nobody will know the difference.
Donna, girl, do you have a Buc-ee's down there?
No, everybody keeps bringing that up. We don't have Buc-ee's down
Oh,
here.
I didn't know. I was hoping. All right, I'm going to cancel my trip.
Okay, fine.
So what are our plans? What plans do you have for us yet? Do you have any? I know it's all the way in March.
In the 2 days you're going to be here, besides like going to the event that we're going to,
Yes.
I figure we just drink.
Okay, good.
Like, I mean, honestly, like, I don't know what all. I mean, we'll figure out something, but I mean, it's not gonna be like.
Good. And maybe a dinner or two. I mean, I'm there for a couple days.
I mean, I'm gonna feed you because I mean, it's like, you know, I want to stuff you,
eat and
stuff
drink.
you with Latin food
Eat and drink
while you're here.
Eat and drink. Eat and drink. Eat and drink. Okay, yeah.
Eat some Cuban food, some Argentinian food, some Venezuelan food, some Colombian
Jewish food.
Oh my gosh, it has been so long since you've been down here, hasn't it? Wow.
Yes.
The last time we went, we went on that food tour of Boca.
Yeah. Yeah. We could. And if I can go to Loman's one more time and get a deal.
Let's go to Loman's. Loman's.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
So one of the lighters has the crest of the Cameron family on it, which JB conveniently did research on.
Yes, for one specific book.
Yeah, yeah.
One family's crest.
So we're outside, and JB meets Linda, the
Linda.
waitress.
Hello, Linda.
Her hair has stories to tell.
It does. Many of them, all of them under aqua.
JB is going with her to visit her dad. And her dad's not a bad person. He just has no use for a black sheriff.
We're using black interchangeably with the actual word being said.
No, it was black at this point. She said
Wasn't
black.
I thought she
Yeah,
said
she was.
it
Was only said twice in this show. It was only said twice by the rebel rousers.
Oh, the quote unquote rebel rousers.
Uh-huh. Ed was partying a lot, and he got a lot of money from God knows who.
Interesting. Maybe he's a drug dealer?
That's what everybody seems to think. Well, so we're at the house, and the father meets JB. And
not a pleasant man.
No, he's going on and on about Matt being a coward and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. To which JB says, if he's such a coward, why don't you just use a gun and shoot him from far? And to which he said, are you an expert on killing?
Yes.
I mean, she should have just said yes.
She should have said yes, because the answer is yes.
The answer's obviously yes. But no, she says no, and the father thinks Ed was dealing drugs.
It seems like everything is stacking up to him being a drug dealer.
So we're back in town. Charlie is rebel raising some more, right?
This crowd's getting bigger.
Andy is drunk.
Yes.
Ames and Cassie go to talk to Andy. Ames calls Andy boy. Not even my dad called me boy. And he threatens to beat Ames up. Cassie's like, no, let's just go and talk to the police.
Oh, yeah, you don't want to call the wrong person boy in the South.
No, you don't. It offends some people a lot. A lot. I mean, it should offend black people more than white people, but
somehow white people are super offended by it.
It's because it's a stereotypical thing that people would call black people. So
honey, I remember.
Okay.
I remember.
As long as you know. Well, our dear listeners may not know about how
that's true. Because our dear listeners are from all over the world.
That's true.
So if you want the Cliff's Notes of this episode, it's the South is racist.
Yes, but we are upfront with our racism. We don't hide it.
That's right, honey. We put it up there with a smile.
We do. Sometimes, yes.
Even with most of the teeth.
Oh, my God. I heard a story, girl.
Yes.
A story of somebody who goes to a conservative Baptist church.
Yes.
Who was having an issue. A little girl was having an issue. So the preacher offered a person he knows, a faith healer, to help her, to pray and stuff.
Okay.
The faith healer basically said, we need to pray away the sins of your forefathers. My only thought was, the sins of your forefathers are slavery, but nobody wants to talk about that, dude.
It's hard to call it a sin when your forefathers thought it was ordained by the Lord. But we ain't gonna get into all of that right now.
No, we won't.
That's a whole nother podcast. Woo!
So we're at the police, and the sheriff has a witness. Can I get a witness? Oh. It's a crazy person who thinks they see aliens, but they think they saw somebody running away from Ed's house.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. JB's like, why don't you just call on the state police? The sheriff's like, no, absolutely not. These are just some boys blowing off some steam.
And if he calls them in, that's the end of his job.
It's true. And JB's like, well, did Ed sell drugs? Sheriff's like, no, I tried to catch him on. I'd never catch him on anything.
Man, that seemed like the most clear drug thing. I don't know.
the most clear drug thing.
I wasn't sure where I was going with that for a second.
Nobody is.
And then my cat hit my arm and I got completely distracted.
By the way, my cat loves the litter robot. Absolutely loves.
I'm glad yours does.
Litter robot. Like, adores it.
We are on our second one and neither one of them seems to work, so.
Did you throw in some of the old litter into it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They don't. No, we got in 2 different types of them, and no, it's not working.
Did you? Was it the real expensive litter robot?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The one that looks like a.
Oh yeah.
Ship. Yeah.
That was my Christmas present one year.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah. That was my Christmas present one year.
Not the cat's, but yours.
Mine.
Why was it? Hold on. Let's delve into this. Why was this your Christmas? Did you ask for this?
No.
Who was it from?
From
your husband? Is your husband very bad at giving gifts?
Sometimes no, sometimes yes.
Girl, I have a real question.
Okay.
Why didn't you just return that shit for the money?
Because I thought the cats would like it. I wasn't sure. I mean, the problem is that it's really, I mean, I think that you really have to introduce cats at like a very early age. A lot of times, not
My
always.
cat's 11.
No, I'm saying like not all the
12.
time, but it seemed like all 3 of them didn't like it. So it wasn't just like one of them. It was like none of them liked it.
It could also. Did you take all the other litter boxes out of the house?
Yeah.
Yeah. It could also be that you've got female cats too, right?
All 3 of them.
Yeah.
Oh, 2
Wait,
of
did
them.
you get another cat?
No, it's 2 of them. Sorry, had a
It's
moment.
Okay. R.I.P. Cordelia.
Jeez, that took a turn, didn't it? Oh, sorry.
Let's go back to this then. We're at the hotel, and Ames and Cassie are eating together. JB storms up in their dinner and is like, y'all seem close.
Like,
I need to know something right the hell now.
I loved it. She was like everybody's auntie right there.
Is Matt your son, Ames? Cassie's like, no, absolutely not, and storms out. Ames like, yeah, girl, he's mine. But I will never tell him that. But I will say that I left Cassie's at 2:15, got back to the hotel at 2:30. There's no way I could have killed him. Will Cassie corroborate that? I will never ask her to.
Girl, the tea is hot and piping. Hot and piping.
Yep. Hold on just a second. I'm putting in my order. I'm putting in my...
What are you ordering? What are you ordering?
Dinner.
What you having?
I'm having Jersey Mike's.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and, hold on, I forgot. And pickles.
And pickles.
I'm getting a tuna, and I like it with extra mayo and pickles.
Wait, what?
Yeah, why not? What's that face for?
I've never heard of pickles with tuna before.
Really?
Not like sour pickles. I've heard of like relish with tuna, but not like sour pickles.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Delicious.
I'm not making a judgment. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
I put pickles on everything.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
It's Pickle Surprise. If you aren't familiar with that video, you need to go see it. Have you ever seen Pickle Surprise?
No.
Okay. I will send that to you directly after this. It is
okay.
It is something. So Billy she talks to Ames a little bit more about his night at the bar, and she's like, did you see the knife that Billy, who's the name of the other mechanic, what kind of knife it was? He's like, no, I didn't get to see it. So we're at the sheriff's office, and JB's pressing the sheriff. She's like, a knife was pulled that night. And sheriff's like, everybody here has a fucking knife, JB. Like everybody, either a hunting knife or a fishing knife, a pocket knife, everybody has a knife.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, I mean, I used to carry a pocket knife with me. Yeah, in my backpack.
For school?
Yeah.
Okay.
Girl, everybody did.
Obviously, everybody didn't because I didn't.
All the white people did.
That's better. So I should have had half a knife.
A little knifelet.
Little letter opener.
Just a butter knife. Just a butter knife.
It's plastic.
Anyway. Sheriff is like, I want you to go home now. Go home now, JB, and lock yourself in the room till this, goes over. So we're at Kelso's. JB comes in looking for Kelso. Kelso pulls a gun, and JB's like, what kind of knife was that was on your back, that knife? A sharp one. And he gets a phone call, and he's like, we need to go. There's trouble at the jail.
Mm-hmm.
And JB knows what kind of gun he has. It's a very specific kind of gun.
Yes.
Because she did research on that was going to kill a Scot or something. I don't know.
She's researched every murder weapon that ever existed.
Yep. So we're at the jail. Things are moving fast now, y'all. Charlie walks up with a noose.
An actual noose.
The sheriff goes outside, tells everybody to go home, and Andy confronts him. All I see is a sheriff shaking behind that badge. That was me blinking the racisms out.
No, I know. You're like, I was just I was watching you like, how's he going to work this one out?
The sheriff takes off his badge, goes into fight.
Fist fight.
JB shows up with Frank, and JB wants to go in to stop it. Don't you dare. They need to do this. Billy pulls a knife. The other policeman's like, drop it, Billy.
Yes,
Switchblade.
with his pump action gun.
It's a switchblade. Yeah, it's a shotgun. It's hilarious. And then they fight. Fisticuffs. Fisticuffs. My. Oh, dear.
This is not Harvard rules.
The dad shows up. He's like, y'all go on home and let the court decide how this happens.
Exactly. Finally.
And by the way, Andy's disturbing the peace. You should probably arrest him.
What?
So the sheriff arrests him.
As he should.
So we're at the police, and Andy clears out his pockets, and JB notices his keychain. And, it has a crest on it from the Cameron family. My mama's last name's Cameron. And the sheriff pulls out the evidence, like, is this your lighter? Well, hell yeah, it's my lighter. I gave it to Ed that night. And JB's like, why don't you tell us what else happened that evening?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he left his lighter at Kelso's, and after that, Barry went to go shoot some pool, got town around 12:45, and got home, and Ed was real annoyed, and he wanted to go to the bank and get some money. It's awful odd him wanting to go to the bank at 12:45 at night and get money, ain't it?
That is very weird.
Boom, light bulb.
Oh my God, Jessica has an idea.
So we're at Kelso's.
Interesting.
And she's like, Mr. Kelso, can I speak to you? I don't have any time for you right now, woman. You just go on home. What about me? The sheriff says. So Kelso's scrubbing the floor, and the sheriff's like, it doesn't matter how much scrubbing you do. It's not going to get rid of blood. And JB thinks that you shot Ed, then took a knife and dug out the slug, and then stabbed him multiple times. And then his deputy comes in and says, you're right, sir. There's lots of blood in Ed's trunk. figured out my wife was screwing around. One night I came home and confronted her about it, and I lost my mind and temper, and I hit her with a brass bookend. I killed Jolene. 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 Well, just so happened the person she was sleeping around with was there, and it was Ed.
Oh, dang.
It was Ed's idea to go out there and bury her somewhere, and he told everybody she was sleeping around with somebody in Shreveport, and he kept on blackmailing me. Funny how we can have blackmail, but not a black sheriff. Anyway, blackmail kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse. Then he came over and he left his lighter, and I decided it was time. I shot him. I didn't feel anything. Later on, Matt's going to Nashville and Linda's going with him.
That was
Hey,
abrupt.
Maim.
That was abrupt.
Did you enjoy this episode, Maim?
It's okay.
This may be the worst episode we've seen so far of the show.
But the thing is, like, it's not as a bad episode. It's just an okay episode.
It's scattered, and there's a lot of racism.
I felt like they were trying to be serious for once, and which is just like, that's just not the show. It's not a serious show.
So my rewrite of this, okay, is you make it even, you lean in even more. A black sheriff with a black guy who supposedly shot a white person.
Oh boy, that would have
killed them, but ended up being the white guy.
Of course, I would say I
and
like
have
that
the white
idea.
woman in love with him, in love with the black
Right. I like that idea. Except
this is a Sunday evening show starring Angela Lansbury.
Yeah, I like that idea, except for the fact that I'm pretty sure that before even halfway through the episode, the black sheriff and the black fellow in the jail would have both been lynched at that point.
Fair.
Yeah.
Well, Maim,
I love how much you breezed past the very end. Like,
where she winks at her.
Right, doing the winking and the fact that he's going to go to Nashville now and try to be famous and stuff. And
it doesn't matter. We're never going to see these people again. Who cares about his future?
You never know. He might be like calling back in like 3 seasons from now. But like, Jess, I'm in Nashville.
Yes, because they have a Nashville lot on CBS. I mean, they didn't even have a...
He'll and 3 seasons from now, he'll officially be the son of Jessica's friend, which makes Jessica his aunt. So
that's
who
true.
knows? He could come back.
That's true. I guess that's true.
They said that I killed Porter Wagner.
They said that I killed. Babe, tell these people where they can find you. Jesus Christ. They said that I killed Porter fucking Wagner.
Special guest star Minnie Pearl.
I wouldn't put it past him to have
oh wow,
Minnie Pearl on here.
So, dear listeners, I'm Auntie Maim. I'm your favorite relation. Sorry, I can't stop giggling now. You can find me online at Auntie Maims with an S. You can find me also hosting the It's Happening Out television show with a panel of other queer artists every Wednesday at 9 p.m. on the It's Happening Out network, also on YouTube or Roku or Apple TV. If you want to come see me in real life, I do improvised comedy with the Villain Theater in Miami. You can find out more about them at villaintheater.com. And I also host a weekly show called Amazing Colossal Karaoke every Thursday night at Kill Your Idol in South Beach, Miami, which is a little bit of a karaoke cabaret comedy hybrid. So how about you, Mims?
Hey, y'all. I'm the Divinemissmims.
Mams. That's like 8 syllables.
Take 2. Hey, y'all, I'm the Divine Miss Mims. You can find me online at Divine Miss Mims. Hey, Maim.
Mm-hmm.
Are you looking at Pickle Surprise? Because I just said it to you. Hey, Maim, did you know we have another pod? Oh, we got Patreon. Let's start with Patreon. Hey, Maim, did you know we have Patreon? If you go to patreon.com, Mims and Maim, you can throw some money. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Did you know that we have another podcast?
What?
Dear listeners, it's called Baking Sugar. It's a Designing Women podcast. Please find it wherever you get your podcasts. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Did you know that we have merchandise? If you go to
Merchandise.
mimsandaim.com, you can buy some things. Hey, Maim, do you know what else I like?
Pickles.
Long walks on the beach, balls,
Pickles.
pickles, licorice, dark chocolate, and ratings. I love a 5-star rating, Maim. Dear listeners, if you've listened this far and you enjoy this podcast, give us a 5-star rating and review us. Also, subscribe, why don't you? Why don't you?
I don't know. I'm not sure where you're going with that, but it's fine.
You know what? I've had to pee for the past 30 minutes, but I persevered, girl.
Yes, honey, you persevered. Good on you, bladder. Good on you,
You
girl.
know what?
Good on you,
Martin
bladder.
Luther King ain't got nothing on me.
Good on you, bladder. Good on, girl.
Why don't you say goodnight, Maim?
Night, Maim.
Bye, y'all.